All right, semifinals. So we now have semifinals of the first tournament. We had the Trick Room with Sir Fetchingtons versus the Mega Skarmory. Slowbro leading to Ape. We saw what Ape had last time. Could be a taunt. Oh my god, they changed it up. What a goat. And that, my friends, is why you do not have to use the same team throughout a tournament. They changed their whole set, and now look at their water resist. It's still Dragonite. But damn. And it was Mental Herb for the taunt Ape. They both counter team each other, but one of them just gets rid of a Mon. A big Mon, too. That's a big pivot into... Like, pivoting now into Keldeo is tough. No worries, Saf. And now their Nasty Plot rolled him over. Yo! Again, counter teaming is allowed. You use the same team, this is what's going to happen. This is what happens literally on Smoke On tours. So Porygon can only teleport. Rotom did get taunt. Imagine it taunts right now on the teleport. It has Psychic. They put Psychic for Ape. Parabolic charge back to full. No way it's defensive enough to be able to take on Big Golurk, though. Or Sir Fetchingtons. Now, even though all this has happened, let me tell you something. This guy, with his sword, is putting them down. Fetch my leak, good sir. It is time to get a kill. It is time to get a kill. Parabolic charge, by the way, plus 4 doing 45 is a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Starmie gets 2-shot. Goodbye. And there it is. First kill for Sir Fetchingtons. Rotom goes down. Period. Even after being exhausted. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is Mega Skarmory. Smart to go mag, but Skarm's always gonna SD. This drill room about to do that. This might kill. Yup. Uh-oh. Porygon's at 45 as well. Dragonite dies through multi-scale sometimes, depending on the set. It is more defensive on this one. I think this game's over, guys. I think you had to CC there. Because even though it doesn't die, you don't kill back. Yeah. I think you had to CC there. Now, it has to Brave Bird. I think you had to CC. Mega Skarmory looked like it's making it to finals. Because at the end of the day, once you kill this, you just win the game with Jenny plus Keldeo. You bring it down, you force it to Brave Bird you, and then Golurk just clicks EQ on the Trick Room if you get it up versus Starmie. I don't know if Sir Fetch is even running First Impression. But if it is running First Impression, what? You stop the threat in front of you, but then Keldeo comes out and just clicks Surf, Surf, Surf. You either sack Sir Fetch, and then you get in another Trick Room with this. Maybe there's a world where Golurk still wins, depending. That might still happen. Hold up. Yeah, because you stop the threat in front of you. Then another threat comes out. What if it's not Choice Band? It just did a lot. Specs? Oh, it's just Shift Gear. And there it is. That's game. Nah, just guard. Well, another Shift Gear, all you need, and then you just get a kill. It's hard to go Porygon that turn, too. I don't know. I think if you have to pivot, you probably pivot Golurk and then end up sacking something that's not Golurk. Like you go back to Sir Fetch to sack it, and then you go Porygon, Pray You Live, and you get a Trick Room. Like this last turn, but Golurk might live +2 life for Iron Head because it's Golurkingtons. But the problem is you have close combat to deal with those two in the back. Starmie's defensive. Keldeo dies. Starmie's defensive though. This is assuming Golurk even lives. I mean, it has insane defenses. Ate that. It wasn't even life orb, but they get the flinch. They get the flinch. It's over. It's over. Genesect doing Genesect things. Yeah, just play it out, fam. This is Mons at the end of the day. You can't accidentally cut someone's leg off and be like, oh, my bad, here you go. Leg's already cut off. All right, and there's Genesect. Sir Fetch is the GOAT. I'm not gonna lie, Sir Fetch is the GOAT for living that. Flinch just to put a little bit of salt in the wound. All right. They'll both have basically 4 minutes to prep for finals. All right, for finals, we got Talonflame, Genesect, Melmetal into, not Mega Starmie, but Mega Skarmory. Mega Skarmory into Talonflame to potentially burn itself. Potentially Rough Skin, Garchomp, and then Rotom as well is big. Keldeo is beautiful, but Rotom is better. See, if this was Gen 6, guys, Choice Specs Keldeo would Focus Blast. I'm telling you straight up, they're going to start running it. But Specs Keldeo will Focus Blast to Oko Rotom turn 1. I think that damage trade is worth it for Skarmory. So that's a good start, honestly, for both sides. Obviously, that's also worth it for Genesect on the other side. Mel, Ape, etc. But I think that damage is really, really good for Skarmory, which I think is going to be your win con. Because now it dies +2 Brave Bird. All right, hard Skarmory. Mega Chomp comes out. Uh-oh. Well, there goes the Skarmory sweeping. There goes the Skarmory sweep. A Mega Skarmory lives fire move. But, like, what is it? Do you Nasty Plot up as Garchomp on Roost? And do you kill? If you have Fire Blast, you probably kill. Or what do you do? Or does Skarmory just Mega Evolve and Brave Bird? Stays in regular? Oh! Okay, changed up the Mega. They changed up the Mega. Hold up. I think the Dark Aura made the difference in that one, but still fire. Okay, Talonflame comes out. Shift gears up. Are you just going for broke now? I mean, your Keldeo technically can still win. I'm about to say, you can't do this. The good thing is that they've Mega Evolved outside of their Dragon type. So this Rotom goes stupid. I mean, excuse me, their ground type. So there's no ground type. So if it is Volt Switch Rotom, it goes crazy. But even Nasty Plot Rotom goes stupid too. There's Garchomp. Nasty Plot comes out. It should live Draco. I wonder if Overheat even kills. Mega Garchomp Z doesn't have the best like stats, but it's just good neutral. I kind of doubt it because +1 Ice Beam doesn't even kill. Getting rid of this thing would be one of the 2 mons faster than Mega Starmie though. But Rotom's so good in this game. This is a tough turn. Yeah, Chomp has really good HP as well. I doubt Overheat kills. That's assuming no special attack though. God, Surf is so strong. Oh, it is special attack invested though. Damn, it's special attack invested. Hold up, special attack invested Rotom killing is crazy. Wait, is this max HP Mega Garchomp? Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, it's max special attack. Wait, that's a high roll with max special attack? That's crazy. I have it. That's literally a high roll with max special attack. Fast Pump does it too? This game's tough, right? I still think it's Mega Starmie, which can get a kill, but like between Genesect, you turning around, the threat of Ape looming in the back. It's called Calc Dex, Pieman. It's good for Rambats, not really the best for anything else. Like, I don't like it too much for anything else because I can't trust it. Like, it just put max HP on Mega Garchomp. But it's great for Paldex. Alright, they land Zen, thankfully, so Rotom goes down. But this is where Mel comes out. And even though you see 3 resistances, I mean, Thunder Punch gets a kill. / weakens everything. Rabbit Spin Bulk Up could do it, but I doubt. God, it did so much. Alright, there's 1 buff on Rage Fist, but then between Talonflame Wisping it, taunts on the... No, it's dead. Yeah, I'm about to say, like, between the... Yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, even if that guy bulked up, you did so much, you didn't kill back, and Melmetal actually still beat you 1v1 with the second double Iron Bash. I think as long as you keep Melmetal healthy as well, which I guess was their thought process too, that you could do this. But if it's Scarf Genesect versus E-Speed, you're good as well. Brings an Ape on that, so Surf is going to pick up the kill. It looks like it's Scarf Ape, though. So it gets a Rage Fish kill right there, right back. Big kill. The trade for trade is really good, and you shouldn't... Like, the only way I think you win this game is a billion flinches on Talonflame. You need to flinch Talonflame and avoid burn. Yeah, you need to flinch Talonflame and avoid burn. You need to flinch Melmetal once and then Blaze Kick after. And then Genesect needs to not be E-Speed. Oh, okay. Hard Talonflame made a difference there. Avoids the burn. Hold up. You need to flinch Melmetal. Unless Blaze Kick puts it in range of Rapid Spin. Yeah, you need to flinch Melmetal. Unless it's Spin. Wait, if it somehow lives Thunder Punch and it's Rapid Spin. Maybe? I don't think it lives Thunder Punch though. Plus you have to hope that Genesect's not E-Speed. Well, Hard Ape doesn't work if it's not Scarf Genesect. Because I'm pretty sure Liquidation fries it. So that's a tough turn. It only spins you lose if Melmetal doesn't kill back with Thunder Punch. And Thunder Punch does 85 min. So like it's always staying is always a play. Yep. Great tour. Great stuff, fam. Good stuff, honestly. Congratulations on winning. Oh, another go. Ooh, a Floette Eternal. I'm watching from this side. Wait, hey, Bug Catcher, new Bug Catcher raid boss team just pulled up. Vivillon Fancy. Swords Bird is using the Eo versus Skull Villain. I like Mega Chandler. Magic Guard's good. Yeah, we will not be watching Carlos. Damn, great play. Gets him on the crunch for chip, but also gets him on the mortal spin. Gets him again. Yo, damn, these are some plays. I'm not gonna lie, Garchomp had no switch-ins too. These are some plays. Yuchen takes him down. You didn't get the spin later, but you got big damage. Uh-oh. They're about to find out how strong Mega Electros really is. 71. Wait, 70? Hey, homie said, wait, I can do that right back. I love that they both... Rising voltage. I like the tech. I like the tech. We're seeing some cool stuff. From ZAOU council member Sword is bored. I like that, like, you also stop Rest and Annihilape just by existing. Jenny comes out because there's no Ghost Resist on this team. This Shadow Ball about to do 1 billion. Comes on the Shadow Sneak, though. Still did 1 billion. That was Life Orb Magikarp Clef, 100%. They have good flamethrower switches. Is it Scarf, though, or you just... I mean, between Slowbro and Clefable, you're good into Garchomp. Honestly, we might even see a double here or just Rocks. Yep. Rocks are free. Hey, yo. Gets him on the spikes, though, but brings back in Rotom. Oh, it's Specs Rotom? It's Specs Rotom? Is that actually Specs Rotom? And then gets him on the Dragon Tail turn. Okay, so you get a Future Sight up. Aegislash can get a kill here, though, with Shadow Ball. You can't stop that. Slowbro's still good, though, for checking a few mons, like Keldeo mainly. Shadow Ball doesn't kill. And you get a... Oh, it's always Shadow Sneak. It's just physically based. And you get a huge Future Sight off on that. So that'll kill and Rotom from regular. Shadow Sneaks again, so Rising Voltage gets a kill. I mean, the Rising Voltage is mon. Yo, every mon in this... This is my ideal game, by the way. I wish every game was like this. Every mon just does 100% to each other. I'm not gonna lie, though. This Skull Villain late game is looking extremely scary. This Skull Villain is looking extremely scary. Just barely live Specs Keldeo's Surf. You get a strong Rising Voltage off. Skull Villain has to be bulky enough to live this. Maybe I'm like... Maybe it does way more than I think. Oh my god! Specs Rotom picks up the KO! Holy crap! Nah, Skull Villain's good. I'm actually surprised it died. Alright, so we get the webs up on this side. 100 turns of this. Oh my god. Blaziken comes out. When the Area Dose beats Blaziken 1v1? Hey, I'm not gonna lie. This is one for the bugs. Big Bax comes out. Mega Gully comes out, though. There's no switches to this guy. This guy's demon. I just watched Keldeo 1v1 Among Us. Uh-oh. Sucker Punch is just because Flamethrower 6-0s them anyway, so they might as well get as much damage as they can. They're probably going to go Cleavor now and just get a Stone Axe off. Exactly. I'm going to stay at the gym, so even though I'm missing most of this rare daytime and stream, I have no regrets. I appreciate you, fam. Goes for knockoff on the Golden Ghost switching. Goated knockoff. Gets rid of it because it's choice ban. Legit a goated knockoff. Holy crap. Vivillon Fonse comes out. Throws off a Hurricane. Does 46. Disgusting damage. You get to go Genesect now. The fact that they got rid of Golden Go there was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, this Absol's looking threatening though. Don't flinch. It's Mega Bug. They don't deserve flinches. Not that I want like any of them to win. I'm just saying if you're fighting... Welp. Might have been better attack. Well. Good stuff, Skydod. It would have been a hard game anyway because Genesect obviously a Mega Absol, but I would have loved to see how it kept going. Hotman 4 running the Tatsugiri Quillfish Core. We've seen it quite a few times. Surf does a good chunk. Genesect probably does get banned. I don't even think it needs to be banned, but it most likely gets banned just because the community is complaining about it enough. So giving up the Mega just to weaken that. I mean, Keldeo literally smokes his team. Under Rain, like you're actually forced to sack something else besides Starmie. Going. And there it is. Scarf Keldeo's so nasty. And they flip turn. You get another kill. Oh my god. Appreciate you, Snake. Bro, Scarf Keldeo weakening for Genesect is so nasty. Oh, good, truly, Zerp. No water type left, though, and Rotom walls a lot of the Pokemon. Garchomp's still around, too. Gets a gunk shot off. Honestly, 26% is a lot, but there's no EQ switchings at all. Destiny Bonds on Garchomp's EQ. Goated Destiny Bond. Hold up. This is goated. I will say Rotom still walls everything. What makes a Pokemon unbannable, in my opinion? I think if it's just like... It's tough because my perspective on bans is warped because of the years of just dealing with whatever. You know, obviously I dealt with like all 17 layers of Baton Pass being broken. In my opinion, a Pokemon's bannable if it's like unfair in a sense where the better player doesn't win, but that's Pokemon though, so I think that's not necessarily true. Because you'd be like, oh, well, Ape. But like, no, I think if you play poorly around Ape, you're going to lose to Ape. Period. It kind of depends. It's like, if it's just like to a point where it's just overwhelming everything. That's the big one. The big one came for me. Like, I'm thinking like Greninja back in like Gen 6 style. Where it's just coming in, overwhelming anything. You can't do anything about it. It's always Protean and doing stuff like that. Because I think that, like, even in the situation of, like, demanding specific answers, right? I think narrow answers, I think, Heavy, you said it right. I think narrow answers is more, because specific answers is fine, right? Like, the main way I beat Ape on balance is going to be with, like, Rocky Helmet, Fizdef, Garchomp, which is not me going out of my way to beat it, right? That Mon's, in my opinion, the best Mon in the meta, in my personal opinion. I know other people say Mega Heatran. I think it's hard to say a Mega is the best Mon in the meta because of it, a Mega taking up a cost. Whereas Garchomp can just fit on teams. That Thunder did crazy damage. That Thunder was crazy. But yeah, it just has to be like overwhelmingly unfair, in my opinion. And where the better player isn't, like, I don't say always winning, but where it gives like a ridiculous advantage. So Pokemon for me, I take Mega Rayquaza in the generation it came out in Ubers, where it didn't matter how much you played Pokemon. Mega Ray comes out, clicks Dragon Ascent, you can't do anything about that. At least when it comes to Annihilate, you have to actively stack it. You have to allow it to get boost. And sometimes, obviously, there's circumstances where that doesn't, like, you have nothing else. You can't do anything about that, right? This just coming in and clicking it, the only answer to it being Seismitoad or a Water Absorb Mon. Pokemon like that. Genesect, for instance, has like a billion good set. I can't believe that didn't kill Aegislash in that form. So this is 0 special attack. Genesect, for instance, has a billion good sets, but I don't think there's one set that just straight up comes in and always wins. The struggle is finding out which set the Genesect is, but you'll figure that out after one turn. But sometimes that can be too late, which is why people want to say this Mon should be banned. And I'm like, I'm not on either side. I'm fine with the Mon staying. I'm fine with the Mon going. I don't think it's like overwhelming in the slightest, but I understand it could be a team building constraint. I don't think team building constraints are the biggest voice for wanting to ban a Pokemon though, because take Generation 7, for instance, where arguably 5 or 6 Mons should be banned. Mega Mawile, Kartana. There's an argument for things like both of those. Z moves with Lele and stuff like that. That's the big broken checked broken metagame. Or where you really have to focus on this in team building. Yeah, Ash Gren is well. Like that's what I'm saying. I did say Gen 7. Mom's dig. I literally said take Gen 7 for instance. I think Earth Eater on Heatran might be changed for sure. Hard Keldeo would have been a little bit better. But Keldeo now kind of just gets strong. Like Keldeo always have to predict here. I think it's really cool too. Manual Rain Dance Corviknight, let's go. Like for me, one of the Mons in the Legends AA DLC metagame that I think needed to be banned or changed was Mega Floette Eternal. I thought Angie, Ange, whatever you want to call it, was very, very unfair because it took no skill to click Protect with your Floette, and then you're taking 10% of my Mega that's supposed to beat you 1v1. Like you're beating your counters 1v1 with just that. And it's not like it needed a bunch of different sets, right? At least in Annihilape's case, people argue that, oh, well, it can be Scarf, it can be Rest Talk, Rage Fist Bulk Up, it can be Bulk Up, Taunt, Rage Fist, Drain Punch. It can be Resto, Chesto. But it can't be all of those at once, right? Whereas in Mega Floette Eternals, Protect is on 100% of sets, no matter what. So it was always getting that value out of stuff. So the fact that it could always beat a Pokemon, I think that mon should have been banned. I'm glad that they ended up changing the ability. That's just my thought process, at least. Like in that mon I think was just unfair. Was that Floette ever released? In this generation, literally in ZA it was, Swole. Literally in this generation, we finally got it. I also think changing the abilities is always better than banning stuff too. Now, obviously, we don't do that for old Pokemon, but I think that's why like Zeraora went back to Volt Absorb, Garchomp went to Rough Skin. Garchomp's still very good. There's still very minimal answers. I still think Absol is extremely underrated. I think Luke is good too, even if as long as you hit Focus Blast, but obviously it has to hit Focus Blast. Miss Starmie kind of ate Floette alive when it was on, but like the builds were like Goodra plus like Wish plus Life Dew plus Protect on Starmie, and you do a lot of damage when just protecting for free. Well, that's because if you have to run Mega Drampa in order to get the rain. Oh, first triple axle? Did it land all three? Oh my god, first triple axle Starmie goes stupid. This guy gets some kills though. Do we have any plans on changing abilities? Probably Earth Eater Heatran will be the only one we're currently looking at. But that, like in terms of Legends ZA, the only mon that needs to go first, if anything needs to go, it would have to be Genesect, right? You can't do anything else before Genesect. This Meowstic about to put in work though. That was crazy. That was a great triple axle. Like there's nothing else you could touch unless you change like a mega ability like Heatran, but you can't touch a regular mon except for Genesect first. Yeah, T-Bolt's free. Why do you think Genesect needs to be looked at first? It's the one that's most complained about, the one that probably has the most viable sets. Again, I think Genesect and Annihilate can both stay. Personally, I don't have trouble with them, and I find it very flowcharty to at least deal with Annihilate, depending on what team I'm using. I always look at the team and how I deal with it before in the builder. But the constraints on building, at least when people say, when it comes to Ape. I won't take anything from Kibo, though, who says, it's hurting my team building. Bro, you got rank 1 with Hazard Stack, plus Swords Dance, Blaziken, Dragon Dance, Dragonite, Shift Gear, Genesect. Like the most, there's no constraints on your building because your building takes 2 minutes, okay? Ain't nobody hurting your building specifically. Shift Gear, Magearna, nobody's hurting your building. Shikaberry, Thunderwave, Magearna, okay? Nobody's hurting you specifically, Mr. Offense. In my videos, rather, I haven't been doing, like, they haven't been doing it to me. I've been dealing with it. The other day, I gave Annihilate a +2 boost, and I was like, who gives a damn about this? Got a passes in front of it, and that was done. Like, I think Mega Starmie is probably the one we're seeing the most right now. And I think Mega Starmie is really good, too. But the amount of Slowbro coming up. But that's not a good excuse for why it shouldn't be banned. Someone who has 50 billion years playing Pokemon isn't having trouble with it. You got to use them on a Chrome Roaring. Like, that's not a good excuse. But it's also the truth. It's also how I felt about most bans. And there's very few Pokemon that have been banned that I was like, this mon needs to be banned, specifically. But I'm also a big fan of retesting things, too. Just because Genesect will most likely get banned, and I'll do it for the community, or we'll do it for the community. I've been saying, can we just do this already just so they... Doesn't mean that we might test it. Is there a third turning? Nah. Joey also did well in the ladder during Dynamax Garrett meta. Yeah, I was literally predicting the Dynamax and doing that. Ape just isn't fun to play against, even if you could deal with it. See, that also comes down to what the definition of fun is. I actually have fun playing against Ape because I'm like, okay, how do I stop this mon that has a pretty crazy move from being good into me? And I get joy out of beating it. So again, it goes back and forth. I know we're kind of not really focusing on the tour, we're just kind of talking. Magearna, for instance, I don't think is broken at all. And I love Magearna so much. I love this AV set. I love special defensive with spikes. I love Fizz Def as well with Encore, Ice Beam. I love the Shikaberry set. I don't think the Shift Gear Iron Defense sets are broken in the slightest right now in the Mono Steel metagame. I'm sorry, Rory. Now we'll do more tours tomorrow. If we get rid of Genesect, Mag will be way more broken. Yes and no. Genesect only checks Mag via Blaze Kick if it's not Iron Defense boosting. And if it's Calm Mind will beat it anyway. Genesect going down opens up a shitload of mons. Nasty Plot, Mega Gren can come back. Bunch of Dark types, and obviously Magearna does well in the Dark types, but doesn't switch into a lot of the dangerous threats. Rapid Spin's big. Hold up. Psychic Terrain's up, so Keldeo can't even Vacuum Wave. Hold up. Rain is up for one more turn. Great switch because Magearna's gonna be. This was honestly cool teaming on both sides. HC LARP are playing this really well too. Like, I don't like the argument like, oh, you should ban this because I keep losing to it, but then you're showing me replays in the 1100s. If it's consistently winning in the high, we're like, in the high ladder, if it's consistently winning in the win matter, if it's winning in tournaments, if it's doing all things like that, like, okay, yes, this mon needs to be looked at. Why is your name Raichu, please? Because I was begging Raichu to be good. I was begging Raichu X to be good. What did you feel something was OP and felt ban-worthy? Or when? Gren in Gen 6. Because of the way Protean works. It didn't have to predict. Gen 6 was before we had Toxapex and stuff too. Zamazenta earlier Gen 9. Also, I'm stuck in 1200 before I can get top 50 and I don't understand why. Honestly, it might just be the teams you're using, my friend. I have some person who comments in my videos all the time like, this team sucks, it has no defensive switch-ins, and the team will have physically defensive Garchomp, Max, Fizdef, Dozo, Spadef Steel type, etc., and Talonflame. And I had to like, really like, because I wasn't trying to argue with the person, but I was trying to understand, why are you saying this? It turns out that person just is not good at playing teams, or at least their comfort zone isn't with teams that are offense. Like, you can't say on a video where I'm using Meowstic, Blaziken, Shift Gear, Genesect, Magearna, Nasty Block, Garchomp, this team has no defensive pivots. You're not supposed to be playing it like that. You're supposed to be playing where positioning matters, right? And that's something you get obviously over time, and some people don't even ever get that ever. Some people are gods of playing offense forever, but then when they play balance, it's just not the same thing. Offense is all about positioning. This was a really good game, by the way. Oh yeah, just leaving is kind of wild. Just wait until the timer goes down.